Robin, hey, congratulations on silencing.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, what brought you to this project? Why did you want to do the silencing?
I think because I've been reading a lot of scripts that were sent to me to my agency, and this one particularly I found interesting because it was like a crime thriller with like a whodunit element to it, but also the morally ambiguous characters. Just Nikolai's character is a real anti-hero, which I always am drawn to, and that's something, all the characters in the movie, they have some kind of nuance to them. They're not good guys or bad guys, and that's kind of the movies I always gravitate towards. So I thought that was interesting for me to do, to delve into.
I found this movie pretty exciting because there's all these twists and turns. How did you want to approach sort of like a mystery, something like this?
I generally like movies that kind of have like a slow build, a slow burn, so that's how I really wanted to build the tension in the movie. So the opening scene, let's say, was in the original script was a very much a hardcore action scene. And I felt like the movie should start slower, with the body going through the water. So that's how I came. And then of course when everything gets exciting, then bomb, everything breaks loose. That's how I kind of went into it, yeah.
So where was this forest that you filmed everything at?
Everything was shot in Ontario, Canada, in Sudbury, a place called Sudbury. It's an old mining town. Yeah, it's a pretty bleak place, especially in winter. And yeah, when I saw it, I immediately knew that we had to shoot the movie there.
Was it difficult to shoot in the forest, in the woods, out in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, well, it's not as out in the middle of nowhere as one would think. So I'm happy that I succeeded because all the forests they had to be close to roads and all that stuff. Because otherwise you couldn't get the crew and everything there. It's like the Revenant, they have a chopper to drop the casting crew at the place where they need to do. We did not have a chopper. We had to walk. So it was different, but yeah. So, but it still was very tough, particularly because all the snow melted. So it was very muddy, and then the black fly. So I had to wear a mosquito net and all that stuff.
So was that, so did you had to rent out that cabin right next to the lake too, as part of your production set?
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. So next to the Drayburn's cabin, I was very, very lucky. My wonderful PA, David Debrina, whose father owned actually that lot of land. So it was an old cabin that they wanted to destroy. But I said, no, this cabin's perfect. Keep it. So we're going to shoot here. But it was actually a golf course behind. Everything behind the camera is a golf course. So we were able to set everything up behind the camera.
There's seriously a golf course there? Because you fooled me, because it really did look like in the middle of nowhere.
I know. That's movie magic.
So tell me about the nighttime shoots. How difficult was doing the nighttime shoots in the middle of like a forest, something like that?
Yeah. For the night, like that was the great thing as well. You don't see it in the movie, but it was a planted forest next to a freeway almost. So it was very accessible. You could walk in and outside in the forest. So it wasn't. It was. I mean, that the most difficult things were definitely the daytime forest shoot, because sometimes we needed the wide shots, and those were really like far out. But the nighttime forest shoot was really really easy. It was, you could walk to Starbucks and get a coffee.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Now, I know. The narrative is probably more interesting if I tell you that was the most difficult shoot ever, but the night shoots weren't that difficult.
Could you tell me about the action scene inside the fight inside the cabin? How you managed to actually pull that off, because it looked like a very confined space to do it.
Yeah, so that was great, because we had the cabin, we had the location, so we were able to rehearse the fight on location with the actors, with the stunt people, stunt crew. And then what was great about that was that in the script it says they start fighting, but when somebody tells me they start fighting, I start thinking, all right, what can I do? And I said, let's put some antlers here and let's work with the reflection of the TV. So I just start spitballing these ideas, and everyone was like, all right, cool, we can do that, So we had a couple of great ideas, and then, it was really fun to work. But Nikolai is such an experienced actor, so he knows how to take a punch. He knows how to slam into a wall. so it was very much doable. Yeah.
Hold on, so that was Nikolai that was actually in that action sequence. It wasn't any stunt person that was replacing Nikolai.
No, there definitely was. Sometimes there was a stunt guy, you know, but Nikolai, of course, is like when there has to be acting done, it's Nikolai, of course. And sometimes when he slams into the wall and you see his face, that's Nikolai. Yeah.
Wow, that's actually impressive for Nikolai.
Yeah, definitely. He's a beefed up guy. You know, he does wall climbing and all that stuff. He's very fitter than me, unfortunately.
Is his athleticism and strength, is that the one of the reasons why you love Nikolai, for he's perfect for the project like this?
Well, not necessarily the athleticism and the strength, but he's a very charismatic. He has this rugged look, which is important, you know. It's very sparse these days, you know, those actors who have the kind of ruggish, dangerous look, and he can be dangerous, but he can be funny, you know. He can switch to all kind of different gears just when you want him to, you know. That makes him a very good actor.
Wow. So in the people in the camo, was that stunt people too? That because they moved recently.
Yeah, those were stunt people. Yeah.
Wow. And tell me about the spear chucking. I can't even pronounce it. It was like what,
Atlatl.
Atlatl. Yeah. Could you tell me, because I have never heard of that before?
Me neither. I had to Google it. You know, when I did the script, and I was like, I know what a ghillie suit is from playing Counter-Strike, but an Atlatl, that I had to Google. So and then of course I did some research about it. But the original, it's an ancient weapon that is illegal because it's very, very difficult to be precise with an Atlatl. Not like so with a bow and arrow you can be kind of precise, but throwing a thing, it flies like that, you know. So we had to design our own Atlatl because the original Atlatl is kind of small, but I wanted something bulkier, so we started designing Atlatls, and then we brought in an Atlatl expert, and we were very fortunate to have the only Atlatl expert in Canada living really close to where we were going to shoot. So we brought him in on set. And that he trained the stunt people and all that stuff. Yeah.
So originally, what was this used for hunting?
Yes, it's an ancient weapon that was used by tribes to hunt for deer and beasts and boars and all that stuff. Yeah.
So how accurate? Because when you thrust that spear and it makes that sound, sort of like that whooshing sound through the forest, how accurate is that sound, or did you have to create that sound?
No, I have to give credit to the sound design. You know, they really did a wonderful job. You know, sound guys, music, and they created this. I mean, the spears, like, they really come bashing in. Yeah, so I think it's a little bit overdone. I don't think the spears. Yeah, I don't think you hear them that hard.
So truthfully, it is very quiet if it actually comes at you.
I figure, yeah.
Now, not only Nikolai was also in the movie, could you talk about Annabelle Wallis, why she was also perfect for a film like this?
Yeah, so we went out to Annabelle, and I thought it was important for this character, Alice Gustafson, who's just, you know, she does some questionable things in the movie, and I thought it was important that the audience would still have a connection with her, even after all the things she does into the movie. And I felt Annabelle has some kind of grace and a sort of likability over her, which I thought was important. You don't want your audience to not like the character and not emotionally invest in the character anymore. So I thought that was important for that part.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This is your second feature film, am I correct?
Yes, correct.
So compared to your first movie, what did you like about doing this project, and what did you do different than your previous one?
You know, the first one I was shooting with all my friends. You know, the actors were my friends, so I was really much into my comfort zone. And for this, I really stepped out of my comfort zone. You know, I went to a foreign country. I didn't know anybody there, so that was completely different. You know, so yeah. I don't know. Everything's a learning process, you know. This is with Nikolai, who was such an experienced actor who taught me so much, you know. Like, yeah, it's like he challenges you as a director. He doesn't. When I say walk through that door, he's gonna ask me, why do you want me to walk through that door? You know. So that was very different. Here in Belgium, I'd say to an actor, walk through that door. When Nikolai, he doesn't work like that. He wants to know why he's walking through that door.
So I'm actually surprised because you are from Belgium, and that you did an English movie for for your second film. Why did you want to challenge yourself like immediately early in your career into a foreign film?
Because I like challenging myself. You know, it's fun and it was an opportunity. And yeah, you don't get a lot of opportunities in your life. You know, you get a couple, and then you have to jump on the train or not.
So what got you started in this business? Why you wanted to become a director?
Yeah, my dad, he was a truck driver for big companies like Warner Brothers and all that stuff. So he brought home a lot of videotapes. And that's how I started seeing a lot of movies as a kid, you know. And then I really fell in love with movies. And then it was, yeah, a couple of movies that I saw as a kid that really drew me in. And I always wanted to tell stories. And I first start writing like short stories and all that stuff. And then I came into and then I knew that I wanted to direct films.
Excellent. So going forward in your career, do you want to continue with, like these action thrillers, or you want to do
Not that
something else?
the next movie that I'm making is more of an epic, you know. It's like The Social Network meets Casino, and it's a true story, so it will be very different actually.
Excellent. And one last thing, I'm not sure if are you calling from Belgium right now, or
Yeah, I'm calling from Belgium.
um, and the pandemic is worldwide, but how are you staying creative and active?
Yeah. So yeah, I just did a short film with Matthias Schoenaerts, who you might know from The Old Guard or Bullhead or the other films that he
I
did.
love Matthias.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
great, the biggest star we have here in Belgium. And we just did a short film in a visitor center of a prison because they have glass walls, so it's COVID proof. So I just did a short film, and I'm editing that right now, and it's going to be on TV in a couple of weeks. And I'm developing another project, you know, with my friends, and I'm having fun, you know. But I need a vacation, that's for sure.
Well, for most of us, this is a vacation, but
Yeah,
I'm glad you're very active. So hey, I appreciate you speaking with me, especially from Belgium. And just to let you know, I really do love this movie. I was on the edge of my seat watching it.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, cool.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Hey, you too. Thank you. Bye now, Robin.
Bye bye. Bye bye.